WMT.
Good morning to you. It is currently 6:48. It is Monday, Labor Day. Randy Lee in for Doug Wagner on the WMT Morning Show. And we appreciate Dr. Tammy Penhollow joining us on the program this morning, talking this morning about your immune system, along with other things. Dr. Penhollow is a doctor of osteopathic medicine specializing in anesthesiology, pain management, and regenerative medicine. Good morning, doctor. How are you doing?
Good morning, Randy. I'm great. How are you this morning?
Doing fine, and we're up and going. We're going to talk a little bit about the immune system. As we battle COVID-19, we hear the stronger the immune system, the better. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Sure. Anytime the body's forced to deal with an infection or stresses, it calls on its immune system to kind of fight that. And the stronger the immune system we have from the beginning, the better we're going to be. We've got more shored up resiliency. And our diet and our health levels play a great role in keeping the immune system strong.
And, of course, we keep hearing that when that immune system is compromised for any type of infliction, that really can mean a little bit stronger effect on the COVID-19 and coronavirus.
Absolutely. I mean, people with a baseline issue with their immune system, such as people who are fighting cancer or those with an autoimmune disorder, those undergoing chemotherapy or taking medications that affect their immune system, already kind of have a couple hits against them. So whatever we can do, and that's the neat thing about this, your diet is something you have a little control over, and even having a little bit of control is something that can make a person feel better. That gives a sense of health, and that in and of itself can help you fight some infections.
Well, let's give some examples. You mentioned diet. How do you really build that immune system and really help improve it?
Well, a healthy, well-rounded diet in and of itself is a great building block. Speaking of building blocks, protein is the building block of our muscles, but also of our immune system. So patients or people that have a protein malnourishment or a deficiency aren't able to mount a response as well. So protein, think eggs, cheese, nuts, lentils, tofu, and of course meat, fish, and poultry is a great way to start. So we can go back to, I guess, the basics of a food pyramid, but eating protein is really important. So that's number one. A second thing to do is make sure that you've got enough vitamins. And I'm not advocating going out and taking, handfuls of different vitamins, but if you're not getting a well-balanced diet, then maybe a multivitamin is something you can discuss with your primary care manager. And certainly some of the vitamins to be supplemented are even more important in this time. Those that fight free radicals or anti-inflammatories. So those are the big ones. And the numbers are A, B, C, D, and E, just at the very beginning of the alphabet. So a supplement in those might help, but I would not just blindly recommend taking extra vitamins. Ideally, you get it from your diet. But if you need to, have a discussion with your primary and see if you might not benefit, at least during this time. We're getting ready to add the flu season on top of COVID. Might help shore up your immune system. So those are two things. I've got a couple more if you're ready.
Sure. I was going to ask, is there anything beyond diet with the lifestyle that we live? Can we really help our immune system?
We can. One of the biggest things, and this can be a touchy point, but it's a really important point, is maintaining a healthy weight. We know that a huge percentage of Americans are obese. They fit in that category where their body mass index is greater than 30. So not only diet, but exercise plays a huge role in helping us maintain a healthy weight. So that's another thing that is within our control. And being able to maintain a healthy weight and stress relief from the exercise can also help shore up your immune system.
Okay. It is a constant battle, do you find some of the things that we've been hearing about with the the hand sanitizer and that type of thing, does that really help prevent any viruses or anything getting into our system and having to depend on the immune system to really fight it off?
It does. It's the basics of having clean hands. It's the retraining our psyche to not put our hands to our face all the time. It's really a challenge. It's part of the restructuring of our brain on what can be done. And do I have a dirty hand? Do I have a clean hand? So using hand sanitizer when you're away from a sink is absolutely important, because that 70% alcohol can kill things on the surface of our hands, because it's just kind of our human nature to then put our hands to our face. So since we can't 100% prevent that, that's the entry point for these viruses, whether we be talking about the coronavirus or the common cold or flu. So keeping our hands away from our face, using hand sanitizer, washing our hands, helps prevent the virus from entering into the body. Another thing that I've talked about prior is that you can use a mouthwash every day that can help kill bacteria at the back of the throat. And again, that's the entry point. We talk about the nose, the back of the throat, and even the very first part of the digestive system, which is the mouth, using an alcohol-based or a peroxide-based or an iodine-based mouthwash once a day, and gargling, not swallowing, gargling that can also just reduce anything that you may have been exposed to in the environment.
There are so many things, and you mentioned lifestyle, you mentioned diet, but sometimes I think it's overwhelming. But is there a good resource, like website page that people can go to really find out more information about how they can help their immune system?
Sure. I do think that the CDC has some great, simple reminders on their Instagram page, on their Facebook page, and even just their website, cdc.gov, where you can get little reminders. It'll show a picture of how to wear a mask, and there's just 6 tiny little pictures of a little cartoon guy, and it shows that the mask is over the nose and the face. So it's simple, it's easy, and if you follow their page on Instagram or Facebook, then you can get these little reminders that help. But typing in immune function is also helpful. But their little posts are always talking about things like this anyway.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Penhollow, for all the information this morning. Very valuable, especially as we have the COVID-19 challenge, but we also have flu season. So I've even heard the term twindemic. So that is something that we definitely want to make sure our immune system is in tip-top shape. Thank you for all the information this morning.
You're welcome. Please be safe and be healthy.
Okay. Dr. Tammy Penhollow, our guest in this segment of the program this morning. News Radio 600 WM.